Let's talk about Reverse 1999. Before I start this video, I want to give a disclaimer. This video will contain spoilers of any main story and event story that's in the game at this very moment of me recording this video. So feel free to leave if you don't want to be spoiled of any content. So with that being said, let me begin. I only played 4 different gacha games, 3 being Hoyoverse titles and Wuthering Waves and Reverse 1999. I don't keep up with Genshin Impact like playing it, but I keep up with the story at least and watch content creators who still make content for Genshin. With that being said, my top 2 is of course Reverse 1999 and Honkai Star Rail since I've been playing since launch. But I want to talk about Reverse 1999. I have seen many different videos talking about gacha games in general and Hoyoverse titles and Wuthering Waves video, and I haven't seen a Reverse 1999 video, so I thought like maybe I can make one myself and give what I feel about the game and why I love it. With that being said, let's get started. So, Reverse 1999 is one of those gacha games that's well known and unknown at the same time. You might be asking, if you said the game is pretty well known, why isn't more people talking about Reverse 1999? And to that I said, yeah, it's pretty popular in China, not global. If you were to compare the views on the Chinese YouTube channel to the global YouTube channel, you will see a huge, and when I say huge, I mean huge popularity and where the popularity is at. Websites such as Pocket Gaming has stated that over 85% of the revenue comes from China while the other 15% comes from overseas. So I can see why it's very popular in China. Also, considering the fact that Reverse 1999 released way earlier on the Chinese servers than came to global servers a few months after, it's to be expected, to be honest. It also explains why they're ahead of us when it comes to update and content. I'm just thankful that the Assassin's Creed collab that's happening next month is happening at the same time because I have no puzzle left. But putting all that aside, I just want to talk about how much I love the game and why I think more people should start playing it. Before I started playing the game, I discovered the game through a streamer who was sponsored to play it during global release. At first, I didn't know what the game was or what it was about. I just know it was a new gacha game that everybody was talking about or reacting to the trailer of. I didn't know nothing about it, but I ended up discovering it had like 4 main chapters. So I'm like, okay, let me just go through and see how much I like the story, and then I'm gonna go on from there. But first, if you don't know what Reverse 1999 is about, I'm gonna give you a brief summary of it. So it's a phenomenon in the world called the storm. It reverses time, so it can send you to any random time period in the world. But that's kind of bad because once you're reversed, that means you're cooked, you're done. But our protagonist, Vern, is the only individual known to be immune to the storm. And basically, she's trying to figure out why the storm happening, what even is the storm, and a way to stop it. And that's just the main story of it. It's just a visual novel with combat in it. The event stories are way different. They're their own standalone stories and can be super random. I remember when 1.2 trailer came out around like November, and I'm like, why are we in a horror movie now? Like, what happened? And then after that, 1.3 came out and suddenly we was in India. I was super confused, but it was very peak events. Highly recommend playing them. Best part is that after an event reruns, it becomes permanent, so you don't have to worry about missing anything, and you can also play the event and enjoy it by yourself instead of watching a YouTube video of the story. Reverse 1999 stories is very immersive and, in my opinion, have some of the best voice acting ever. Not only does characters have their own accent, they also speak in their native tongue, which makes you feel very immersed inside the world. For example, you have Matilda.
Bougie parfumée, Tim, sauge. Super. Décoration terminée. Oh, boule de cristal, montre-moi l'avenir, s'il te plaît.
As you can see, she's French. So when Matilda have any inner monologue or just talks to herself in general, she speaks in French. But when she talks to somebody else, she switches over to English. And I find that very immersive. That is what I love most about this game. That type of immersion is only for the English dub. If you were to switch over to any other dub, that being Japanese, Chinese, or Korean, you would not hear the other characters speak their native tongues. Unlike other gacha games, Reverse 1999 was developed with the English version as its primary focus. The game was designed with English as the initial language choice, even when it was released on the Chinese servers, despite it being made by a Chinese company. I've seen many different other gacha game videos that talks about how the character is released and forgotten because they're never brought back into the story, but Reverse 1999 always found a way to bring back old characters in the story, whether it be main story, event stories, or just any other story content. Despite Vernon being the main character of the whole story, she isn't always in the event stories, and I wish she was because I want more Vernon content. The reason I'm saying this is because mostly the focus is on the character who is releasing during that time or during that event. We see how the story plays out through their point of view instead of the main character's point of view. Or they would just bring a previous release character into the new event and we get to explore more of their character and how they perceive the story. And I really hope that Honkai Star Rail start to bring back old characters because we didn't get to see enough Bella Ball characters. We keep on going to the Lawful instead. We went to Bella Ball back in 1.4 and after that it's just forgotten. But anyway, this is random for me to say, but I love how Reverse 1999 drip marketing is done. Before, I was just so used to seeing a splash art of the drip marketing on Twitter from Wuthering Waves, Genshin, and Honkai Star Rail, but Reverse 1999 said, nope, we want to be different. They were like, we gotta give you a poster. You see them names in the poster? You won't find out which one of them is playable until the trailer drop. So basically, they drip market through the trailer. But putting all that aside for now, I think one of the reasons people might not enjoy Reverse 1999 is because of the gameplay. I've seen many other content creators who make videos on Gacha that prefer open world environments like Wuthering Waves and Genshin Impact than a closed world like, Reverse 1999. And that's totally understandable knowing that there's nothing you can really do in a closed world environment. Or just in general, I've seen many people say the combat wasn't their style or just the combat was just boring. But for me personally, I'm happy that the combat is easy to understand and easy to do, even though I just play on auto mostly all the time. Another reason can be that since it's a visual novel, you will be reading mostly all the time, and not many people are huge readers. I have watched Reverse 1999 game reviews, and many people said that the character design just don't appeal to them, which is a topic I want to touch on next, this game's character designs. Reverse 1999 really know how to make characters very likable, even their NPCs. Normally when I see an NPC in a story, I don't care much about them or just skip their dialogue, but Reverse 1999 make you fall in love with the NPCs, even hoping some become playable. This is the only gacha game I play where I actually care for the NPCs and not just the playable characters. For me, I normally don't care for any childlike characters in games, but Reverse even know how to make the children likable. Offkiss and Flutterpage could easily be in my top 10 list if I didn't already have a top 10. This is a game where it's hard to pick any favorite character because there's so many you can choose from. Also, let's talk about the amount of skins this game have. I've seen a lot of discourse on Twitter that talks about if Genshin released more skins, they will make a lot more money than they already do. Also, with Honkai Star Rail, they only got 2 outfits, that being March 7th and Firefly. They just released that new Firefly outfit, and they got that March 7th outfit, which is useless because nobody is using Preservation March. I'm happy that Wuthering Waves start to release outfits this early in the game's release. Seeing these lack of skins in gacha games make me happy that Reverse 1999 released 3 to 4 skins every patch, and the quality of these skins are really good. Each character have 2 or more skins that I really enjoy. Even though I don't buy all the skins, I buy the ones for my favorite characters or just ones I enjoy the most. Depending on which outfit you get, they could change the animations. The ones that cost $15 can change the animations a lot, and the cheaper ones that like $7 can change the animations a little. The most a skin will ever be in this game is $15, and that's the unique skins. Normally the other ones cost $10 to $7. I also love how cheap the skins is in this game. I've seen other gacha games make their skins $20, and I'm like, nobody's paying for that unless you got money. And Reverse always make at least one skins free, and the other you can easily obtain from the battle pass, so buying the battle pass is always worth it. Now, there's a topic I want to touch on, and that is the female to male ratio in this game. Just like other gacha games, it is way more females in this game than males. But Reverse 1999 is different from them other gacha games because when the game launched, it was a known fact that the game will focus on female characters more than males. The game itself focuses on making sure the female characters are well written and developed throughout the story. This is also why the main character is a female and you cannot choose a different gender for the female. This also explains why most of the characters who surrounds the main character are female. I just wanted to talk about it because I got tired of seeing Reverse 1999 get brought up when talking about female to male ratio. I understand why people are mad when it comes to female to male ratio in other gacha games such as, Zenless Zone Zero, Wuthering Waves, Genshin Impact, and Honkai Star Rail. But you cannot get upset at Reverse 1999 female to male ratio since it's been established since the very beginning that this game's main focus is the female characters. And I thank the devs every day for making Vern her own character and not a self-insert who has memory loss. It's refreshing to see a main character with their own motivations and objectives and not chosen by the player. We can see her grow and develop as the story progresses, while also having her own personality. Which is why Vern easily became my favorite protagonist and character out of all the gacha games I played. The game being targeted towards the female audience rather than the male audience can also be why more females play Reverse 1999. And before I end this video, one last thing I want to talk about is of course the gacha. In my opinion, I think Reverse 1999 could be considered a free-to-play friendly game. They give out free 6 stars every big update. For example, you can say a anniversary or just a main story update, you're going to get a free 6 star. Back in 2.2, when chapter 8 came out, they even gave you a free battle pass and another free 6 star. And I just believe that it's easier just to farm pulls. And all limited characters become standard banner characters after 3 patches, so you can just skip them and lose your 50-50 to them if you want to. The pity is only 70, so getting a character is super easy and you don't really have to pull for any weapons. All you have to do is farm the currency to buy it from the shop. By playing through character storage, you can also receive a 5-star weapon for that character too. With all that being said, I want to say if you don't want to commit to the game, I totally understand, but I highly recommend at least trying it out. And hey, if you were to try out this game during this time, you would be just in time for the Assassin's Creed collab. This has been a video that I've been wanting to make for a long time now. When I watch a video that talks about different types of gacha games, I always hope to see Reverse 1999 included, even though I know it's not going to be in the video. This is the reason I made my own Reverse 1999 video instead. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I might make more videos in the future of Reverse 1999, it just depends if I don't get lazy or not. I also hope this video made you try out the game or want to try out the game in the future. With that being said, I can finally end the video. Thanks for watching this video.